Hello everyone, welcome back to Wiki Design. Today we have an exciting before and after reveal for you. Today's website we're going to talk about is the Mollie Plotkin Group. The Mollie Plotkin Group is a keynote speaker agency. So what that means is that they work with a bunch of keynote speakers and connect them to people that are looking to book speakers for either live or virtual events. This was definitely one of our bigger projects. There's a lot of different pages on the site, and we added a lot of custom search functionality to make this site really work well. I'm really excited about how it turned out, and I can't wait to show it to you. The main problem that the Mollie Plotkin Group was having with their old website was that it was really hard to use. It took them a really long time to add new speaker pages to the website, and it got to the point where they honestly just didn't want to add them because it took so long. That was a really big problem because people are coming to the site looking to book a speaker, and if they don't have the most updated information, then they might not get that booking. Another problem that they were facing was that the website was just not really organized the way that they wanted it to be. It was kind of hard to search for speakers because they had a lack of search functionality. So one of the things that we really wanted to do with the redesign was make sure that we had really good search options available. Overall, there was just a lack of consistency with the design as well. Some of the images were different sizes. There was really no real good way to lay pages out to make them consistent, and it was just kind of a nightmare to go through the site and add content. So they really just needed it to be updated so that it was easier to use, and overall it really reflected their brand and the attention to detail that they bring to every project. Looking at Mollie's old website, you can really see what they're talking about. There really isn't great branding when you get to the homepage. There's a picture of Mollie, but what I would expect to see is more pictures of speakers or maybe a presentation, something like that, to really entice people and let everybody know what it is that they do. When you scroll down the page, you can see the inconsistencies in the design as well. So we have a bunch of different pictures here, and they're all different sizes. So we can really clean this up and make everything look more consistent just by formatting the images differently. Scrolling down the page, we have a few featured speakers, but these don't really go anywhere. It's just kind of highlighting two speakers, but they really have a lot of speakers that they work with, and what I would like to see on this page is a search functionality or something that would let me find all the different speakers that they work with so I can book somebody that really fits the type of event that I'm throwing, and I don't get that by going to the home page. If you go to the speakers page, you can see that they really do work with a lot of different people. So we have all of the speakers listed in a grid here, and they do work with quite a few different speakers. And then at the top, we have these different tags that filter out people depending on what industry that they're in. So if we click on athlete, it filters out some of the different speakers. But what they're saying is a problem is that sometimes speakers will be in a bunch of different industries, and right now there really isn't a way to include everybody or really narrow down the search to make sure that you're picking a speaker that's an athlete but maybe is in the NFL, not the NHL. You can't really do that now. So one of the things that we really want to clean up is the search functionality and make it more robust and easier to find speakers depending on what it is that you're looking for. Just kind of scrolling through some of the other pages. One thing that I really noticed is that there's like a lot of different colors. And I call this the stripe effect. So we have like this image at the top, and then we have a stripe with some content, and then another stripe with some content, and another stripe down here. And it kind of just goes on. So I think we can really make all the pages look more consistent by just kind of focusing on a few different colors instead of using a bunch of different colors to create kind of this stripy, weird look. Just kind of will make it look more professional and cleaner as far as the layout goes. We can also really clean up this area with these logos, make them all look more consistent in size and color so that it really fits with the branding and they don't kind of stick out with these different colors that kind of clash with their overall branding. Another thing that I think we really need to change is this FAQs page, because it's not an FAQs page right now. If you are creating pages on your website, it's really important to make sure that whatever the page name is, it really reflects what the page is. So an FAQs page, people go there because they're hoping for answers to frequently asked questions, but what they're getting is really not that. It's just some content that kind of tells you how to contact them, how to collaborate. We have a gallery here. This isn't stuff that should go on an FAQs page. So we want to really just totally revamp this on the news site to make sure that this is a page that answers frequently asked questions. Going to the news page, I think this works okay as far as the content. This is a blog. I definitely think this is something that they should keep on the new website. This is really good content. It kind of highlights the speakers that they work with as well. I just think we can definitely clean up the layout and again make it more consistent. Like this has a rounded corner feature image, but then you go down here and the images are kind of all different sizes. They're being cut off, so we want to make sure that we're not doing that in the redesign. The about page, again, we kind of have that stripy effect, and I think that we can really make this look a bit better, so it's not just like a really long scroll of images and text, and we can make the images all one size. My idea is maybe to use a grid for the images, and then when you click on the image, this information over here might open up in like a pop-up window or something. There's some different things that we can play around with to make this a little more interesting and not such a long page. Overall, I think we do have a lot of work to do on this site, but I'm really excited about getting started on it. One thing that they're really hoping for is to cut down on the time it takes to add a speaker to the website. Right now, it's taking them several hours just to add one speaker, and they don't have that kind of time, so we need to come up with a solution for them to make this process easier. So one of the great things about Elementor is that you can import advanced custom fields into one of their custom post type templates. So I've created a bunch of fields for a speaker's profile, and as you can see, there's a lot of different things that you can add to a speaker's page, and those fields then get imported into this individual speakers template that I've created. So I've designed this and imported all of these different fields onto the page, so that way when people go into the site, add a new speaker, they can just add the information and they don't have to worry about the layout or anything like that. It's already designed, it's already importing those fields dynamically. This, I think, is going to save them a lot of time versus having to go in, create a brand new page, and then designing everything according to a consistent layout. That just leads to inconsistencies, and that's kind of the problem that they have with their old site. So we're trying to really make it easy for them. What's really great is that now they can go in, they can see all their different speakers and just add fields. So this speaker has the intro text, and they have some videos and a biography and a media kit and a bunch of different things available, but not every speaker has this many fields. So what we've actually done, if we go back to the speakers template, is we've hidden some of these fields depending on whether or not information was added into the page. So you can see these little eyeball icons here, and what that is saying to do is hide a field if there's not information entered into the page. And you can see what I mean if we go into the front end. So this speaker, he has some information as far as like his bio, a media kit, and if you scroll down, we have some videos and stuff available for him. But that's all that this speaker has. And there's a lot of different fields that we can include. If we go to this speaker's page, he has a lot more information. So if you scroll through his page, you can see that there's way more information. We have some testimonials, we have some videos. There's a lot more here. And it really depends on the speaker how much information that they have. But we wanted to create a solution for them where no matter what, it would look pretty much the same as far as the layout goes. But if we didn't have information for a particular speaker, we would just hide that until we did have it. And once they entered it in, then it would display. So using these display conditions really made that happen. I think that's a really cool feature of Elementor, is the ability that you can show and hide things according to the advanced custom fields. I really think that doing it this way is going to save them a ton of time versus having to go in, create a brand new page each time, and then designing everything to look like this. So hopefully that really cuts down on the amount of time it takes to add a speaker to the new website, and they can add a bunch more speakers because they get new ones all the time, and currently their list is not the greatest on the website because it just takes them way too long to add a new speaker. Every time they have to do it, they have to go in, create a new page, and put in all this information, make sure that the layout looks right. So I'm hoping that this solution really works for them. Another thing that they're really looking for is some more advanced search functionality, because people are going to the site to find the perfect speaker for their event. So they need to make sure that all the speakers that they have listed on their website fit into the proper category. So it's really easy to find the perfect speaker. So we need to come up with some search filters and functionality on the new website to make this process work a lot smoother. We did this using the Jet Smart Filters plugin, which is part of CrocoBlock. If you're not familiar with CrocoBlock, this is an add-on that really adds some advanced functionality to the Elementor page builder. I highly recommend it. We'll probably make a video or two on CrocoBlock and maybe even the Smart Filters plugin. But just to give you an overview of how Smart Filters work, you create a bunch of different filters for your search. So what I've done is I've created some drop downs here, and I've also created a search bar functionality. So we have speaker categories, topics, type, background, and speaker role, and then we have an advanced search bar. And let me just kind of show you how this works. It's really neat. So on the home page, I included this into the layout, and if I just start typing in somebody's name, you can see that the results pop up in the search bar in real time, which is really cool. I think they're really going to like this, and I think that's overall, this is really advanced functionality that you don't see on a lot of websites like this. So I think it's a really good feature to have. And then if we go here and we add some filters to these different drop downs that I've created, you can see there's 4 different ones, and there's a bunch of different categories under each. And if I just go to hit apply, it'll take me to the speaker page, and you can see that we have some filters showing different speakers. So right now it's a keynote speaker that's also an author. This is something that they really wanted to have because the way that their old site was, it was just kind of filtering based on one category. You couldn't do more than one. So this really gives you a more dynamic list of speakers and really helps you narrow down the person that you're looking for. You can remove the filters and it will just go back to all the speakers that they have available. And you can again go through here and pick some different categories and different topics and see what comes up. So I think this is a really good way to filter out all the speakers that they have, especially since they're planning on adding a lot more in the future. I think this is a great way to make it so that it's easy for people to find what they're looking for. that's it for today's video. I'm so happy with how this website turned out. I think we really nailed it in terms of the design and the functionality. I think it's going to be so much easier for Mollie's team to add speakers to the website, and they're going to actually want to add speakers, where what they had before was something that was kind of clunky and hard to use. This website is really going to be a lot easier for them, and I think they're just going to expand it and really grow over time. I also think that the users are going to find it much more easy to navigate and find what they're looking for. Really happy with how this project turned out. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you get notified whenever we upload new videos. Bye!